I'm Scott Anger. I'm a private investigator. I'd been out of the office for a month doing a little too much thinking and a lot too much drinking. Now I was out of the gutter and back at my desk. I needed something to get me back into the swing of things. 2 seconds later, she walked in.
Mr. Spencer?
No, I'm Scott Anger. That's Ralph Spencer over there.
Ma'am?
How can we help you, Mrs.
Klein. Miss Carol Klein. It's my brother, Dan. We're from Oregon, and he has a job here in the city. He always sends a check home, every month, always. Nothing came in June. Now it's nearly the end of July. I'm so worried. The police have not been helpful.
They're not as a rule, Miss Klein, but we are. Our fee is $20 a day with a $100 retainer.
That's an awful lot of money, Mr. Anger.
I'm sure your brother is worth it. We'll need a photo.
Yes, of course.
Tell me about him.
He was boarding at 224 Mason Street. But I found out it was knocked down in May. I don't know where he is or who his friends are. In his last letter, he did say he'd met a girl.
Maybe they eloped.
Dan would never do anything shameful.
Of course he wouldn't. Where can I contact you, Miss Klein?
I live in Yellow Plains, Oregon. I'm afraid I don't have a phone. Please write me when you find him.
I'll do better than that. I'll bring him home.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's been a while since I made a woman smile. It made me want to find her brother, so I could see that smile again. What do you reckon, Ralph?
I reckon Dan didn't put much into those letters, unless she knows more than she's telling. But her money's good, and that buys 3 days of your time.
Only 3 days?
That's right. On August 1st, you start a new case. You're taking the train to New York to put a tail on a crooked lawyer named Thurston Granger. So get going, partner.
A photo of Angela Donald. She's dead now. My fault. I don't want to think about it because if I do, I'll need a drink and then another, and before long I'll be waking face down in the gutter again. My license. It lets me operate as a private investigator, so long as I don't break the law, cause trouble, and don't chew with my mouth open. Smiling Dan. I hope he's still smiling, wherever he is. A cup. My camera. People take photographs to preserve happy memories. I take photographs of unhappy memories for other people. My desk. It's old, pitted, scarred, beaten up, and worn out. Like me. An engagement ring. I gave this to a reporter called Francine Henderson. 3 months later, she found me in Angela's arms. Now, Angela is dead, Frankie still hasn't forgiven me, and this ring is just a pretty stone on a shining band of metal. Cigarettes. I only smoke when I'm on fire.
That's one you owe me.
What do you reckon, Ralph?
I reckon Dan Klein might have made the news. Check the newspaper. Maybe he's been arrested. Check the police station. Maybe he's hiding out. Check at Jake's joint. Hell, Maybe he's been elected mayor. Leave it, Scott. I'll pay it. No, you don't. We can't even afford the last phone bill.
This is important.
So is money. Vamos.
A calendar shows you where the year's gone, but never shows you how to get it back.
I want my rent now. Today. 150 smackaroos. That'll do. But I want the rest in 7 days or you're both out.
Thanks for backing me up there, Ralph.
Sorry, Scott. I'll handle him next time.
Better do a good job. I think he's serious. Not without my hat.
Good luck, partner.
Likewise, my car. It has an engine that runs and the right amount of wheels. Mac the barber. I'm always polite to Mac. Never insult a man who's handy with a cutthroat razor. Howdy, Mac.
Hey, Scott.
July 29. Morning edition. Mayor announces new crime reform. Seems the mayor thinks there are too many criminals running around, so he's going to teach them a lesson. Let me guess. Spelling? Math? How about the mayor's new angle?
I didn't vote for him.
You didn't have to. Most of the people in the cemetery did.
Towel time. I tell you, Scott, what's got 4 legs and smells like glue? Periwig. Is that horse a nag or what? Do you believe it? Tiger's Revenge, race 4, 10 on the nose. Got it. Finished. You got my nickel? Have a nice day, Scott.
Hair. Someone else's.
See you tomorrow, Scott.
Meg's Diner. Not much wrong with it, except the customers don't talk, the staff are rude, and the food's lousy. Reminds me of home. Meg is never glad to see me, and she never says goodbye. Hello, Meg. You can't buy that sort of honesty. How about the mayor's new angle?
As if I care.
Donuts and coffee, thanks. Not bad. Reminded me of coffee. I'm full. I'll save this for later.
Where's the tip?
Where's the service? The city police station, guaranteed to contain criminals, police, and bad coffee. Officer Jim Denton. When I first met him, Denton had a wife, a job in homicide, and a stomach ulcer. The wife skipped. The homicide job went when he stood up for me the time I got caught concealing evidence. Now he's got a dead-end posting at the front desk. He's still got the ulcer.
Hey! Look what dragged himself up out of the gutter.
Glad I've got your sympathy.
I'm oozing sympathy today, but no more shootouts, okay?
I was drunk.
What if it would have been people and not bottles? I like you, Anger. I'll let you go. But if I catch you with the gun again, I'm gonna revoke your private investigator's license and you're out of work, you understand?
You're all heart.
Glad to see you back, Anger. I mean that. Are you on a case? Or are you here to practice your insults?
How about the mayor's new angle?
He's letting all the criminals out of jail to reform themselves.
Tell me about Dan Klein.
Never heard of him. I guess he ain't done anything wrong yet.
Tell me about Angela Donald.
Anger, I'm telling you this once. We're taking care of that, and I don't want you looking into it. If anybody gets hurt, you're gonna be charged. You understand? That's Dan Small.
Dan Small?
Pretty sure.
So, Dan Klein is known around town as Dan Small. A man with an alias is a man with a secret. Tell me about Dan Small.
Do I look like I got nothing to do except your work?
Thanks. I better get a refill.
A raid roster. It's a schedule of upcoming license raids on clubs. Let me see. August the 1st. Rostered officers, Scully and Coleman. Establishment, number 1, Dog Alley. Proprietor, Jacob Turner. The police notice board. Who's on duty, who's on leave, and who's on top in the department-wide Tiddlywinks tournament. Nah, I think he's been using it to stir his coffee. Tell me about Dan Small.
Small fry, more than likely. Haven't pinned anything on him yet, but I heard he hangs around with lowlife.
Got any names for me?
No one springs to mind. Stay out of trouble till I see you again.
Depends on where you see me.
Depends on where the trouble is.
The Tribune wakes the town with the latest scandal and strife, and then serves up seconds in the afternoon edition at 2 o'clock. If you want old news, you can dig in the Tribune's more. Old news, like Frankie and me. Frankie Henderson. It's a man's world, so she got a man's name to work in it. We had a thing going once, but then she found Angela and I together, close together. I was gonna tell her. Trust a journalist to find out first. Hello, Frankie.
Hello, Scott.
Are you pleased to see me?
In this place, I'm pleased to see a cockroach. Sure I am. You're conscious? I like that in a man.
Clean, sober, and back in business.
Business? I should have known you weren't just here to see me.
How about the mayor's new angle?
He's gonna get the criminals off the streets by giving them jobs at City Hall.
Tell me about Dan Small.
Never heard of him either. What is it with all these guys named Dan? Newspapers don't write themselves, Scott. I'm busy.
Tell me about Angela Donald.
You'll never forget her, will you? She'll always be between us. Be my guest.
What have you got on Dan Small?
Nothing.
Nothing. Dan never made the news, so he's either very, very good or exactly the opposite.
Au revoir, Scott. That's French for see you later.
My office. It's on the second story of an old brownstone facing the street. It suits me. I can keep an eye on my hubcaps. They're worth more if you've got the full set. Here I am again. Every private investigator has an office, same as every dog has a kennel. Mine doesn't have quite as many old bones lying around.
Business is booming, Scott. Brewer's away somewhere, and we're getting business that might have gone to him.
Brewer, for his sake, you better stay out of town.
Don't be sore at Brewer for what happened while you were drunk, Scott.
It was Brewer who was pouring the drinks.
For a whole month? Anyway, keep moving on the Klein case. July's getting old. I'll man the phone and look after the other cases.
People tend to object if you waste their time. People tend to object if you... Siesta time.
Good night, partner.
Likewise. Jake's joint. It's only open nights. Last time I was here, I had my gun in my hand and a sea of broken glass at my feet. I hope Jake's memory is worse than mine.
You come to get drunk and shoot up the place again? Beat it, till I can think of a reason to start liking you. This I can use. Watch your step. I'll let you in, but I ain't gonna save you. Sit with your pals.
Movin' Mickey Murphy, a nice guy with a wise face. As a fence, he's pretty straight.
Scotty.
Ashley McPherson goes by the name of Gigi. He plays the ponies.
Hey, Anger.
Red Randall Hanna, a goon for hire. He talks straight, but not a lot. He's got more morals than a piranha, but it's a close call.
So, who's for a drink?
Tell me about Dan Small.
What are you doing? You know the rules. You lay a bet, you play a hand. You ask a question, you get an answer. You don't play, you don't learn nothing. How hard is that already?
The poker game. Minimum bet is $1. Table limit is 20. Some nights I nearly lose my shirt, but the table talk is worth it. I get my best leads here. Which ones will I throw out? Two, thanks, Mickey.
2 for me.
3 my way.
3 cards.
GG raised. Mickey raised. Red raised. GG raised. Mickey raised. Red raised. GG dropped. Mickey dropped.
You win, Seamus.
Okay, Scotty. What do you want to know?
Tell me about Dan Small.
No. I haven't seen him around lately. No.
Yeah, he used to hang around with Freddie Creel. They were as thick as thieves.
Thick as thieves. That's funny. Thieves.
Which ones will I throw out? Two, thanks, Mickey.
3 cards here.
I'll take 1.
3 cards.
GG raised. Mickey raised. Red raised. GG called. Mickey raised. Red raised. GG called. Mickey raised. Red raised. GG raised. Mickey raised. Red raised. GG called. Mickey raised. Red raised. GG called. Mickey called.
Okay, Scotty. What do you want to know?
Tell me about Freddie Creel.
Yeah, they pulled him out of that crusher, put a stamp on him, and posted him to the coroner. Posted him to the coroner, that's funny. Read the newspaper, Anger, you'll learn a lot.
So, Dan associated with Freddie Creel. The lean boy from Oregon is getting dirtier all the time. Freddie Creel faced his end, literally in a crusher. The paper and the police will have the gory details. Back at my office. Ralph doesn't mind me staying here until I get the money for a new apartment. I think he likes to boast about our 24-hour phone service. Bedtime. Mac would be closed now. He's home sharpening his razors. back at Max. Another day, another nickel. July 30. Morning edition. How about this heat? A record for July. Can't argue with that. It's been hotter than a torch singer's lullaby, and drier than a martini that's 99% gin.
Towel time.
How about that Freddie Creel guy? I bet they had to slide him under the pearly gates. Do you believe it? I'm not taking any more of your bets. You don't pay and you're a lousy loser.
Finish.
You got my nickel? Have a nice day, Scott. See you tomorrow, Scott.
Back at Meg's. What does not kill me makes me stronger. Donuts and coffee, thanks. Damn. I should have saved some to unblock my drain. I'm full. I'll save this for later.
Where's the tip?
Where's the service? The Tribune's open, but none of the journalists are there. The typesetters and cleaners can't help me. I was back at the newspaper office. You wouldn't read about it. Hello, Frankie. How you doing?
Better than you. You look sick. You eating properly?
Yeah. Hey, come eat with me.
No thanks, no time. Besides, I thought you were still drinking your lunches.
What have you got on Freddie Creel? Seems that Freddie Creel was arrested a couple of times for minor offenses, but the big stop press was his death. On June 15th, Freddie lost a fight with a crusher at the O'Brien Foundry. Thumbs Mackenzie was arrested and charged with Creel's murder. Freddie was survived by a widow. There's no obit. I guess he wasn't a good citizen. What have you got on Thumbs Mackenzie? Thumbs Mackenzie has been in and out of jail a dozen times on standover offenses. He's there right now, charged with tipping one Frederick Creel headfirst into an industrial crusher. No bail. Apparently, Thumbs and Freddie used to be friends. What have you got on Louise Creel?
Nothing.
How about this heat?
It's not hot enough to melt the editor's heart.
Tell me about Freddie Creel.
The Creel murder? That story's a month old. It's all in the morgue.
Tell me about Louise Creel.
She wasn't very cooperative when we tried to get a human interest angle on the late Freddie. She seems all right, just closed-mouthed. Pity she married a creep. All the good-looking dames seem to make that same mistake.
Not you.
Yeah, but it was a close call.
Tell me about Thumbs Mackenzie.
Old news, Scott. Ciao, Scott. That's Italian for shut the door behind you.
Cop stations are all either small square boxes or large square boxes. Ours is large on account of our citizens' natural tendency towards high spirits.
Anger.
That's the name on my license. Tell me about Freddie Creel.
A small-time hood with big-time ambitions. Too bad for him. Ended up pitched head first into a crusher by one of his business partners.
Tell me about Louise Creel.
He's never done anything, except marry the wrong guy.
Tell me about Thumbs Mackenzie.
A two-bit thug who likes to use his hands. We nailed him at the scene of his last crime, the murder of Freddie Creel. Not a pretty sight. Stay out of trouble.
What kind?
All kinds.
Louise Creel's apartment block. A nice place. It's probably full of nice people with nice cats and nice dogs. Louise Creel stood 5'8" and 8.7 on the Richter scale. She had legs that wouldn't quit. I figured she'd be exhausting to be around. I'm Scott Anger. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for Dan Small.
Well, you won't find him here, Mr. Anger. But come on in. Handsome strangers are all too rare these days. Make yourself at home, Mr. Anger.
I'd like to ask you some questions, Mrs. Creel.
I'm sure you would, Mr. Anger.
Can I call you Scott?
I don't think so. Then I'll be calling you Lulu, you'll be calling me Scotty, and then we'll be running away together.
That's quite an imagination you have there, Mr. Anger.
Tell me about Dan Small.
One of my husband's associates. He visited once or twice when Frederick was alive.
When did you last see him?
I don't remember. I don't much care.
You don't like him, Mrs. Creel?
He doesn't like me. Sometimes I wonder if he talked Mackenzie into the murder. Who wants to find Mr. Small?
My client. I can't say more than that, Mrs. Creel.
Of course not. I should have remembered to respect your secrets while you were making free with mine.
Tell me about Angela Donald.
Of course. I remember now. The detective who was with her when she died.
That was me.
I looked for you.
So did I. I found me again. It took a month.
Angela and I were sisters. We had different fathers. Good-looking, worthless heels, the pair of them. I'm not surprised she never told you about me. We couldn't stand each other. We hardly saw each other in the last few years, but since she's been dead, I felt so hollow inside, as if a part of me was dead.
Tell me about Freddie Creel.
My husband was a man, Mr. Anger. Not a good one or a bad one. He deserved better than he got.
I don't think so. He got you.
Thank you, Scott.
What did your husband do exactly, Mrs. Creel?
Nothing much. He inherited. Some from his family and some from me. I think he had other ways of making money, but he never talked them over with me.
Tell me about yourself.
You first.
I'm Scott Anger, self-employed as an investigator. Not married, no pets, children, or ulcers that I know of.
The things we don't know are always the most interesting.
You haven't told me about yourself.
No, I haven't, Mr. Anger. But then again, neither have you.
Tell me about Thumbs Mackenzie.
I hope he burns. I hope they fry him to a crisp.
Yeah, sunny side up. So why do you think he killed your husband?
He said that Frederick owed him some money. That's a lie. Frederick would have told me. I'd never seen the man before. It's a photograph of my sister. Quite a good one. But then, I can't recall ever seeing a bad one. He's much more pleasant in a photograph than he is in the flesh. Go ahead and pour yourself a drink, Mr. Anger. I'll get you some ice.
I'm sure she won't miss this. A safe. I wonder how safe. Actually, thanks but no thanks, Mrs. Creel. Alcohol and I are currently undergoing a trial separation.
Didn't they give you visiting rights?
Yeah, but I sold them. Holiday snaps. Or maybe not. Here's one of Louise standing out front of the First National Bank down on Main. It's not one of the 7 wonders of the world. I think the interest here was not in the architecture.
I'll be with you in a minute, Mr. Anger.
No thanks, they make me cough.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott.
That's okay. Most things in this world make me cough. And call me Mr. Anger, Mrs. Creel.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Anger. Where were we?
What do you know about the diamond robbery at the First National?
Oh, Mr. Anger. I'm worried that Frederick might have been mixed up in that business. He never told me anything, but I remember he took some photographs of me outside the bank. I don't know more than that. Can't we just let the dead rest in peace?
We can, but the police usually don't. I won't take up any more of your time, Mrs. Creel.
You're welcome to, Mr. Anger. A widow can get lonely.
So can a detective.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Anger. I've never met anyone in this whole rotten business that was so polite. come and see me again.
Good night, Mrs. Creel.
Well, she seemed to like me, but I didn't learn much. I need to get a better look around the joint without Mrs. Creel watching. When she's looking right at me, somehow I don't much care where Dan Small has got to. The jail, built to keep undesirables out of public view. Some of the undesirables are on the wrong side of the bars. The smart ones. I asked to see Thumbs Mackenzie. I was taken to the visiting room, and then they let Thumbs in. I had to stop myself from throwing him a peanut.
I don't get visitors. Who are you?
Name's Scott Anger. I need some information. I'm hoping you could help.
Maybe. I like you. You're not here to set me up. I'll level with you. What do you want to know?
I think that helped his memory, assuming he has one. Tell me about Dan Small.
Are you a friend of his?
Maybe. I haven't met him yet.
When you do, I want a word with him. He's a scrawny little chicken, but he's got plenty in the brains department.
Do you know where he is?
If I did, I wouldn't be sitting here. Me and him and Freddie Creel, we pulled a job about a month ago. Now, Freddie is dead, and I'm in here. You tell me where Dan is, Seamus?
Tell me about Angela Donald.
That nightclub singer. She was a classy number. I was sure sorry to hear someone gave her the business.
Tell me about Freddie Creel.
I wish he was alive, so I could break both his legs. I thought he was an okay guy, and it turned out he was a no-good, lousy stiff. He called me to say to meet him for the payoff after the job. He said I was lucky to get 10% when we'd agreed one trade. I got there and Freddie was dead. Then the police showed.
Tell me about Louise Creel.
She's a real looker. Her sister Angela was a looker too.
What do you know about the diamond robbery at the First National?
I heard about that. A nice haul for somebody, huh? Look, I might know something about that, but it'd have to be worth my while. You get me? Find Dan Small, and the three of us can have a little chat.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a good guy, mister. I don't make trouble. I stick up for my friends. Someone set me up and I'm taking the fall, but I ain't complaining. That nightclub singer, she was a classy number. I was sure sorry. She was Dan's girl. I guess he has other things on his mind now. Me and him and Freddie Creel, we pulled a job about a month ago. Now, Freddie is dead, and I'm in here. You tell me where Dan is, Seamus?
Thumb's story had the honest ring of a man too stupid to lie convincingly. I was inclined to believe him. But if he didn't kill Freddie, who did? The police station again. The architecture hasn't improved any since the last time I saw it. Denton?
That's the name on my shield.
What do you know about the diamond robbery at the First National?
Sparkle debarkle. That's a touchy subject around here. A lot of money went missing, and no sign of it anywhere. Stay out of trouble.
Jake's is closed. Jake and his regulars are all sleeping peacefully in a puddle of gin. I'm pretty tired. Jake's joint again. Another night of smoke and smart guys. Which ones will I throw out? I'll have 3.
3 cards here.
3 my way.
1.
GG raised. Mickey called. Red called.
Great!
Okay, Scotty. What do you want to know?
What do you know about the diamond robbery at the First National?
Sorry, Anger. We don't know nothing about that, but keep trying.
Which ones will I throw out? I'll have 3.
3 cards here.
3 my way.
1.
GG stayed. Mickey stayed. Red raised. GG raised. Mickey called. Red raised. GG raised. Mickey called. Red raised. GG called. Mickey raised. Red raised. GG called. Mickey called.
Okay, Scotty. What do you want to know?
Tell me about Thumbs Mackenzie.
Thumbs comes in here one time and tells everyone he's off to settle a score. Next thing we hear, Freddy's been mangled by some machine, and the cops have caught Thumbs with his finger on the button.
Let's play some cards. My fingers are getting itchy.
Which ones will I throw out? I'll have 3.
2 for me.
3 my way.
1.
GG stayed. Mickey stayed. Red stayed.
Great!
Okay, Scotty. What do you want to know?
Tell me about Louise Creel.
Louise Creel, Freddie's wife. Oh boy, what a hot dame. She hasn't been around here for ages, and my eyes are missing her.
Knock it off, Red. She's a widow.
A poor widow like that shouldn't be left lonesome. Dan Small. Nice picture. Look at those teeth.
Dan Small?
Yeah, who do you think it was?
Someone else. Thumbs McKenzie told people he was off to sort out Freddie. Then the cops found him with a body. Either he was stupid, or he was set up to be stupid. I'm pretty tired. Back at my office. Bedtime.
Sleeping Beauty has awakened.
Prince Charming, you ain't.
Good luck, partner.
Likewise. The Foundry. It's dirty, loud, and unpleasant. No wonder Thumbs liked it here. I paid the foreman $1 for directions to the murder machine. The smell of death was still hanging in the air. The Crusher. If a machine had a soul, this one's would be blacker than Ralph's teeth. Crushed. Now I can change a tire from under a garage door. A pencil from the Palm Tree Motel. Full of lead, like half the people who stay there. A Palm Tree Motel pencil could be a lead, or it could be a pencil. The Palm Tree Motel. They built it right next to a bus shelter, and it's never recovered from the competition.
Aloha.
A nice place, if you think hospitals and prisons are the latest word in interior decorating. Tell me about Dan Small.
Nothing to tell.
This guy ever been here?
Ah, never seen him. Thanks, Santa Claus. Well, what do you know? My memory's coming back. The mug in that mugshot you showed me was here about a month back. Yep. June 15. He paid some money in advance, but that ran out last week. Still owes us $14. Left his luggage. We kept it. He was in room 11.
Where's this luggage now?
Cost you $14 for a look. It's all here!
Dan's clothing. If someone leaves a motel without their clothes, it means one of three things. They left in a hurry, they left rich, or they left naked.
Makes a good footrest. Say, bud, I could tell you something else about that mugshot you showed me if I could just remember what it was.
That's Dan, and that's Angela. Did I steal Dan's girl, or did he steal mine? A stethoscope. Not many professions use these, and Dan Small was no doctor. Does that help your memory?
That it does. You ain't the only private dick flash in that photo. Had a big guy in a few weeks ago. A New Yorker.
Carl Brewer.
Whoever. He didn't make it worth my while, so I didn't remember anything for him.
So, Brewer is on the case too. I might pay him a visit and compare notes. Give me 11.
It's busy. I can put you in 13.
No thanks. Last time I stayed there, the rats woke me up to tell me the mice were eating my suit.
Suit yourself, wise guy.
Hey, buddy, can I use the bathroom?
At your own risk.
Do not disturb, mister. Can't you read? Seamus!
Room's free.
I hate divorce work. Give me 11.
Give me $2.
There's your money.
Thanks. And I hope your stay is like a tropical holiday here at the Palm Tree Motel.
Can't reach it. Neither can the cleaner, by the look of it. It's empty. The guests must keep their skeletons in their closets at home. A railway locker key, 29B. Looks like someone left something at the station, something they wanted to hide. A bedside table, often the home of wine bottles and false teeth. I try not to wash in anything dirtier than I am. A diamond in the drain. Not bad. I wonder where this little baby came from. I'd sure like to meet the rest of its family.
Thanks. I hope your stay was like a tropical holiday here at the Palm Tree Motel.
The railway station, in a heat wave. Must be hot on the tracks. Now I've got my own place to hide things. Extra. Seamus haunts newsroom. Soon they'll give me a byline. Say, Frankie, do you still do a roast the way I like 'em?
Quit fishing for an invitation, Scott. Until we've both forgotten a little more.
Or remembered.
Always the wise guy. You'd wisecrack to the gates of hell. Sometimes it just isn't funny.
Sometimes it isn't meant to be.
You're looking haggard, Scott. Try shaving.
I did. I didn't like it.
Then try again.
Tell me about Carl Brewer.
Maybe you should tell me.
We weren't the best of pals. I didn't have anything to do with his death, if that's what you're asking.
Of course not, Scott. Don't be so defensive.
What do you know about the diamond robbery at the First National?
The big one? There's a lot of people sweating on that, Mr. Nice. What do you got?
I asked you first.
Okay. The 3 goons were never seen again, nor were the rocks. If they ain't found soon, we'll have a new chief of police. It's all in the story I wrote.
What have you got on Carl Brewer? The last person who spoke to Brewer was his landlord. Seems he didn't have any friends to miss him. What have you got on the First National diamond robbery? The First National's always in the news. The big story was the robbery on June 15th. 3 bandits got clean away with a load of diamonds. The police turned up just as 6 armed men did. They weren't just helpful citizens. There was a shootout before police captured the lot. The 6 are all in jail pending trial on firearm offenses. No bail. No further news of the diamonds.
You're excited. I can tell your ears wiggle. See you later, Scott. I got a deadline to meet.
Going my way, Anger?
It's rude to point a gun at a man without introducing yourself.
My mom always told me I had no manners. Hit him, Charlie.
I didn't know how long I'd been out. My head hurt and I stank of ether.
Well, looky here, Charlie. He's waking up.
I must have hit him pretty hard. Sorry, mister.
Where are the diamonds?
Same place as always, in the deck, with the clubs, hearts, and spades.
My hands were tied. I blocked the punch with my face.
I'll ask again. Where are the diamonds?
Turn it over. Brewer's office.
Well, let's have a little look-see, shall we? You make yourself comfortable. Now, wait. Let us make you more comfortable.
Goodbye, mister.
It'll be goodbye forever if those sparklers ain't waiting for us.
They did a number on me, but I still got my wits and my teeth. Better start using them. That's using my head. Either I knocked out my hearing, or that's the world's quietest alarm. Looks like those 2 comedians took everything of value. In other words, they didn't take much. Whiskey. Lots of whiskey. Where was this place a month ago when I could have used it? For medicinal purposes only. They could use some oil on this thing. Oh, and I could use some ice on these bruises. My car was outside with the keys in the ignition. Looks like hired goons only come in 2 varieties. Dangerous and stupid. I didn't know how long I'd been out. It could have been hours or days. The streets were clear of garbage. It could have been years. Back at my office. A note. Looks like I had a visitor who got tired of waiting.
Scott, I need you urgently. Please come at once. Louise.
Louise Creel needs me urgently. Things are looking up.
Scott, you better have a damn good reason for being Jesus. Lucky you don't have any good looks to spoil. What's the story?
I gave him the story.
Quite a vacation. I'm glad you survived. I had to give the Granger case to the Pinkertons, but I won't hold it against you. You missed some excitement here. We had a break-in. Things were messed up some.
This case is getting out of hand.
It ain't the first time we've been done over. It won't be the last.
I guess not.
Good night, partner.
Likewise.
Someone's been through my desk. There's some stuff missing. The Creel apartment. Every time I visit, I learn more. Most of all, I like to learn more about Mrs. Creel. Louise let me in straight away.
Oh, Scott, your face. What happened to you?
Never mind that. What happened to your apartment?
Someone's been through it.
Obviously. Any ideas?
Yes. I'm sure it was arranged by a businessman called Joel Jones. Scott, you're a detective. Will you sort this out for me, please? Here's $100. Take it.
Okay, you've hired me.
Thank goodness. Now I feel safe again.
What do you keep in the safe, Louise?
My jewelry?
Is it still there?
No. I don't know how they knew the combination.
Can I have a look?
I suppose so. The combination is 5 clicks left, 8 clicks right, 1 click left.
I'd call that empty.
What did you expect?
Those insurance papers are nowhere to be seen, and I can't ask about them without admitting to breaking in myself. Were they stolen, or is she hiding them from me?
Mind if I look the place over?
I'll show you the bedroom.
Lead on.
Oh, Scott, look at this.
You'd better sack your cleaning lady.
Oh. It's awful. What am I going to do?
It's not so bad. With a bit of work, you'll never know a tornado was through.
It upsets me, Scott. I'm going to the other room.
A photo of Freddie and Gigi. Gigi didn't let on that he knew Freddie well enough to go to the races. A man with one head doesn't need 2 hats. A wide-brimmed hat. Perfect for keeping the sun out of your eyes and for keeping others from recognizing you. This ain't vaudeville, and I ain't the pantomime horse. A silver fox fur. No wonder Freddie was reduced to robbing banks. A bachelor can always use a needle and thread. Louise won't miss it.
Anything interesting?
Bedrooms are always interesting. But, no clues. Sorry.
Tell me about Joel Jones.
He's been harassing me since Frederick died. He said they had unfinished business and wanted to look around my apartment. I was even followed for a while. Finally he gave up, or so I thought.
What kind of businessman is he?
The worst kind. He gets what he wants, and I don't think many of his dealings are legal.
Tell me about Gigi McPherson.
Mr. McPherson? I don't know him very well. One of my husband's associates. He had quite a few of them.
Lots of associates, but no friends.
So it seems.
What do you know about the First National Diamonds?
I don't know anything, Scott. I swear.
Tell me about the killing of Angela Donald.
I don't know anything about her death, Scott. Do you think it's related to what happened here?
I'm sure of it.
Tell me about Dan Small.
I haven't seen him, and I don't miss him. He was Frederick's friend, not mine. One of Frederick's old photographs. He spent more time with his friends than with me.
I can't imagine why.
Tear it up. I've had enough of the past.
Yeah, me too.
But what if they come back, Scott?
They won't. They've already had a good search. Just stay here, and only open the door for me.
Good night.
Jake's joint, still a hotbed for criminal activity, and getting hotter.
Hey, buddy. Dropped in to watch Gigi lose?
Just you. Wait.
The blackjack players. Looks like the poker game is short a hand. Red Randall's. We're down to 2 wise monkeys. Tell me about Joel Jones.
Big Joe. Well, you know that he runs this town.
He does the work, Sanger. Horses, girls, liquor, clubs, you name it.
Yep, and 1 in every 3 crims waits for him as well.
Tell me about yourself.
I can tell you he's losing.
Aww!
What do you know about the First National Diamonds?
They were stolen. I thought you knew that.
And no one's found him yet, neither.
Tell me about Angela Donald.
Don't know nothing about that, Anger.
Let it go, buddy. For your sake. It won't bring her back, but it might help you join her.
Tell me about Dan Small.
Still ain't seen him, Scott.
Me neither.
Hey, nice pick. You boys go out often?
Shut up, Mickey. Yeah, sure, we went to the track a couple of times. What of it?
Hey, take it easy, horse man.
Looks like we hit a nerve.
No, you didn't hit nothing. I just don't like talking about dead people, you know.
Back at my office. Siesta time.
Mail!
Thanks, Jack. Mr. Anger, we have your girlfriend. No cops or we kill her. You have 5 days to bring us the diamonds or we kill her. We'll tell you where. Your important friends. I don't like this letter. I don't like the men who sent it, whoever they are. When I find them, I'll tell them with my fists. Back at Mac's. Howdy, Mac.
Hey, Scott.
August 2. Morning edition. Creel murder suspect slain in jail. Seems Thumbs Mackenzie was found bashed to death in his cell. 6 prisoners are being questioned. The same 6 are in jail after bungling a robbery on the First National Bank on the same day as the diamond heist.
Towel time.
Those are some bruises, Scott. You should watch yourself. Do you believe it? Periwig, 25 to 1. Sure, I'll take the bet. Slow horses pay my rent. Finish. Have a nice day, Scott.
Mac could use his aftershave as paint stripper. Back at Meg's. Donuts and coffee, thanks. There's nothing like a good cup of coffee. And that was nothing like a good cup of coffee. I'm full. I'll save this for later. The police station, still large, still square, still full of citizens who let their high spirits get away from them.
That's some shiner. You okay, Scott?
As long as I don't blink.
You feel like sharing the reason, or is it poison?
My search for Dan got mixed up with the First National Diamond robbery. Some thugs thought I knew more than I let on, so they took me to a warehouse and tried to pound the diamonds out.
They sure ain't no judge of character. Give me the address and I'll get right onto it.
I gave him all the details and showed him the scars. They helped the story.
Thanks. I better get a refill.
It's a schedule of upcoming raids on illegal off-course betting shops. Let's see. There he is, right on cue. Mac the Bottle, August 5th. I'll make a note of that. Tell me about Joel Jones.
That's one crook that's not behind bars. He's got some friends around here. I shouldn't be talking about it.
Tell me about Thumbs Mackenzie.
Revenge killing. The guys who bashed him didn't know Thumbs was in on the diamond robbery until the newspaper report. Your girl, Frankie, wrote Thumbs' death warrant.
That's a low blow, Denton.
Oh, yeah. If you'd have told us about Thumbs' involvement in the robbery instead of her, he'd still be alive. How low is that? Get out, Anger. I'm sick of looking at you.
Denton really should see about that ulcer. Back at the Tribune. I'd better see if any more of my rivals have made the obituaries. Frankie was out, but the news hounds let me in. I'd never seen Frankie's desk without Frankie at it. I thought I'd sit down. This should hide my bruises, as long as it stays dark. It looks better on Frankie. It's worth my job if Denton catches me carrying this. Laundry ticket 10 for the Red Dragon Laundry. Frankie must have something in for cleaning. Copy boy.
Yep. What do you want?
Frankie.
She ain't been in. What can I get you?
What have you got on Joel Jones? Joel Jones is the big man in town. Lots of photographs of Jones hosting charity galas, doing good works, attending openings, and otherwise being prominent. The most recent is a Society page's gush about the upcoming opening of his new club, the Blue Angel. There's an address for the club and one for his mansion outside of town. Copy boy.
That's me.
What have you got on Angela Donald? This feature was written a month ago about the Sweet Dreams nightclub fire. The cops smelled arson but couldn't make it stick. The key prosecution witness, Angela Donald, was murdered, and the evidence died with her. The owner, Joseph Wachewski, posted a reward for information on the killing of Angela, but no one collected. Copy boy.
You again?
Stick your head out here for a second. So where's Frankie?
Out.
Where?
I don't know. She was working late on the first when two guys came up. A big guy and a small fella. They were talking some kind of exclusive, an interview.
She left with them?
Yep. In a green sedan.
Did they say where they were going?
The little guy said something about fresh mountain air. That's all I know, mister. I got work to do.
Copy boy.
Frankie always says please.
Please.
It ain't the same.
What have you got on the First National Diamonds? Seems that a daylight raid liberated a cache of diamonds from the First National Bank on June 15th. Witnesses saw three bandits. Two were slim, medium build, one in a gray suit, the other in a brown jacket with leather patches. The third guy was a giant. The three fled in different directions. The man in brown had the ice. Police arrived just as 6 armed men turned up. Police captured the lot. They're all in jail pending trial on firearm offenses. No bail, no diamonds. There's a list of suspects, but no names I recognize. No new leads since Frankie's story. Laundry ticket 10. The Red Dragon Laundry. Takes a lot of soap to clean a red dragon. Just what you need in a heat wave. A steam room.
Uma. Yes.
Laundry. Cleaned and pressed.
Anger. Don't look around. Jesus, Anger. I said, don't turn around. If anybody knows I'm here, I'm dead.
Hello, Mickey. What's the occasion?
I'm worried for you. I don't want to lose a pal. Gigi and Red have been acting jumpy since you started asking questions. If you ask me, they're hiding something. Now Red's hiding himself. He wasn't in the joint last night. Something stinks. Even worse than your poker plan.
You can keep the insult, but I'll take the warning. I'll watch my back.
You do that. Anything else? I can't stay long.
Tell me about Joel Jones.
He's a big man, Anger. Cops eat from his hand. You know what I'm saying? Watch who you talk to. And if you're going after him, make sure you've got a grand jury on your side.
Does he have two goons on the payroll? A little sadist and a big lug?
Sounds a lot like Smart Charlie and Dumb Charlie. Stay out of Smart Charlie's way. He's as crazy as snow in July.
So I gathered. Tell me about Gigi McPherson.
Gigi's jumpy at the best of times, but right now he's spring-loaded. He's been asking me about you. That could be nothing. You're an interesting guy.
Thanks. Tell me about Red Randall Hanna.
I've been playing poker with him for ages, but I just can't trust him. At least can't trust him more than the other crims I know.
What's his racket?
He don't say, and I don't ask.
What do you know about the First National Diamonds?
No one's tried to hock 'em in this town. I'd say they're out of the country, or under somebody's bed.
Tell me about Thumbs McKenzie.
I heard, but I figured it was coming to him. Seems to me like Thumbs and his partners got a lead on those diamonds and pulled the snatch in front of the nose of another gang. Sooner or later, that other gang was bound to find out. You been stirring all this up, Scotty? Someone has to wear the consequences. Look, I gotta go.
Thanks, Mickey. I owe you one.
Anytime, pal. And no waving.
So, Red Randall is missing, and Gigi is hiding something. Back at my office. Wake up, Ralphie! It's time for bed.
What? Don't! Llama. Yeah. Good shot, but learn from the master. Mind the fork, will ya? I'm out of cigarettes.
That habit'll kill you, Ralphie.
Ralph! Ralph! Ralph!
He was wearing brown, Scott. Brown! I should have known I'd get plugged by a hood with lousy dress sense.
So long, pal. Sleep well. My partner, shot by a man in brown. The cops arrived. late as usual. Denton kept me at the station for 2 hours while he chiseled the names of possible suspects out of me. Everyone I named was missing, dead, or too big for Denton to touch. None of it did Ralph any good. Nothing would. The police kept his gun, probably just as well. First Angela, now Ralph. I needed a drink. I had a bottle of whiskey. It was enough. I'm here, but I don't remember crawling here. I'm pretty tired. I'm not putting it on, but I will check the pockets. Her notepad. The laundry people must be used to her.
Expose on organized crime. Mayor's new incentive. Scott's case. A link? Joel Jones. Blue Angel Club.
The Red Dragon Laundry. Could you clean this for me?
1/4. Thank you.
Back at the Tribune. I guess I have my own desk now. Frankie's desk. I wish she was back. Red ink. I'm ready to start debiting. Red ink. I'm ready to start debiting. I can change it to 16, 18, 19, or 20. 20. That was a tuxedo. I might have use for that. I don't have any formal wear. So long as I don't sneeze, it should stay there for a few hours. The Red Dragon Laundry.
Yes.
Laundry, cleaned and pressed. I know that address. That's where the Sweet Dreams nightclub used to be, until it burned down. The Blue Angel nightclub. I knew the angel who used to sing here, back when it was the Sweet Dreams. That all went up in smoke. The sign on the front door says, "Opening soon." I'd expect some workers to be getting the place ready, but right now the joint is closed and quiet. I could break in, but maybe it's not as empty as it looks. I'd rather not give someone a legal entitlement to shoot me. Back at my office. Someone took the Spencer out of Spencer and Anger. The trousers are too long. Time for some sewing. Darn. It should hold together, so long as I don't do anything strenuous, like breathing. Ralph's chair. It's empty. It'll always be empty. Ralph's not here to stop me. I wish he was. Let's see. Angela Donald was a torch singer at the Sweet Dreams nightclub. The club was burned down on June 15th. Angela saw an unfamiliar red-headed man leaving the club that night via the back door. She became a prime witness. She hired me to watch over her. On the night of June 18th, I was walking with her back to the office. A green sedan with two men inside pulled up alongside us. Shots were fired. Angela was hit. She died on the way to hospital. The car was never found. I might have saved her, but I went to draw my gun instead of pushing her clear. Back at Mac's. Howdy, Mac.
Hey, Scott, you want me to shave that off or give it a saucer of milk?
August 3. Morning edition. Private investigator shot dead in alley. Tell me something I don't know. Something that'll wash this sour taste of grief out of my mouth. Tell me about Ralph Spencer.
I'm real sorry. Ralph was a good friend to a lot of people.
Any ideas who did it, Mac?
None, Scott. That's the truth.
The police are planning a group booking here. No shaving involved. These are the details. You might want to do a bit of cleaning, but you didn't hear it from me.
Thanks, stranger.
Towel time.
You don't know how lucky you are having normal facial hair. I used to go through a razor a day on that Freddie Creel guy. Do you believe it? Lady Fair in the 6. Got it. I'll keep taking your money for as long as you keep giving it to me. Finished. Have a nice day, Scott. Your mustache stuck to the towel. I'll give it a decent burial.
Mac is always worth a nickel. Most mornings my hands shake too much to hold a razor. Back at the police station.
How you holding up?
I've been better.
Take it easy, Anger. I mean that.
You sent a car around to that warehouse. Nothing in it but a bunch of empty crates. The alarm was broken, like you said. I believe you, but the rest of the boys don't. I'm sorry, Anger.
Tell me about Ralph Spencer.
Sorry about Ralph. There's a full investigation going on. I know you won't do anything stupid. Revenge is just another kind of murder, Anger.
Angela and Ralph were both shot in the alley behind my office. There may be a link to the diamonds. Help me out.
Okay, Anger. Anything to find that ice, but let me know what you learn. Don't go running off half-baked.
What have you got on the killing of Angela Donald?
I'll get it.
Evidence like this would be missed. Denton would take it out of my hide. Police report on the fire at 1944 Tannery Road tenement building. 6 men dead. The insurance company suspects arson and has refused payout to the owner, Joel Jones. There's a note that Joel Jones owns several other properties. A red-haired man was reported at the scene by fire crews. He was enjoying the blaze. A book of matches was found in the cellar. Mickey Murphy was among the dead. He told me to watch my back, but didn't watch his own. I'll miss you, Mickey. A piece of charcoal shouldn't be missed.
Here you go.
She was killed outside the office of Spencer and Anger Investigations. Scott Anger was a witness. He reported that a green sedan pulled up alongside and shots were fired. Donald was shot in the throat. She was dead on arrival. 3 .44 caliber rounds were found embedded in the wall of the building behind Donald. A cop on the beat saw a woman running from the area shortly after the shooting. She wore a silver fox fur and large hat. Police were unable to trace her. Tell me about Mickey Murphy.
The window at street level was broken. The cellar's choked with metal shards from gasoline cans, soot, and rubble. Crude gasoline bomb started the fire and killed 6 men.
Including Mickey Murphy.
Yeah. Moving Mickey. He wasn't such a bad guy. He used to apologize every time we arrested him. Stay out of trouble.
Back at the Tribune. So long as I don't sneeze, it should stay there for a few hours. Copy, boy.
Yep. What do you want?
What have you got on Mickey Murphy? 6 dead in tenement fire. Seems 6 people were killed in a fire on the night of August 4, including a guy called Mickey Murphy. Fire started in the basement. There are suspicious circumstances. Police are investigating. Copy, boy.
Yep. What do you want?
What have you got on Joel Jones? One story says that Joel Jones is a keen game hunter. Seems last winter he was snowed in at his new hunting cabin for 3 days. There's a photograph of the cabin. The reporter was Francine Henderson. She's not around to tell me where it is. Back at my office. The office is too damn quiet. I can hardly stand to be here. My desk. Evening wear is for the evening. Back at the Blue Angel. The place isn't opened and I'm already a regular. Closed again. If they don't start work on this place soon, they'll miss their opening. The front door was shut tight, but there was a light at the back door. I went in. An old friend was waiting for me just inside.
You here for band rehearsal?
Sure. Hope I'm not late.
Where's your instrument?
I'm a crooner.
Hey, don't I know you?
You must be thinking of my brother. He's in the circus.
Oh, yeah? I like the circus.
Sure you do. Which way to the rehearsal room?
Go down that way and turn left, mister.
I went backstage and got lost as quickly as possible. My cover would be blown the instant anyone heard me sing, if you can call it singing. These will keep my tux clean. I'm ready to do some dirty work.
About time. I don't pay you to stand around. And shave off that mustache. Looks like something crawled under your nose and died there.
Yes, Mr. Jones.
Get on with it. And clean up the bathroom. It's disgusting.
Yes, Mr. Jones. So, that was Big Joel Jones. You know a man has grown too successful when he doesn't recognize his own janitor. A mansion. Big Joel must get homesick when he's working nights. Big Joel and Angela. When he was done with her, he threw her away. A mountain cabin called Pinewood. It looks isolated. It's the place shown in the newspaper photograph minus the snow. It'll be easier to find now that I know what it's called. It's not locked. Maybe he's careless. Maybe there's nothing in here worth caring about. Let's see. There's nothing on Angela, but there's some stuff on the Sweet Dreams. It was losing money like they'd stopped printing the stuff. The only nights they got a decent take was when Angela was singing.
Hey, I thought you were the singer.
I'm a singing janitor.
Oh.
So, that's Big Joel's next insurance payout. I dropped the overalls in a bin. The work was okay, but the conditions were appalling. Jake's joint. Another night in the shadows. G.G. McPherson, lone criminal.
Anger! Jesus, did you hear about Mickey?
Yes, I did. They pulled 6 bodies out of the rubble. His was the first. What do you know about it?
I don't think they were toasting marshmallows. I want out before I'm next.
Then why aren't you running?
Money. Me and the horses are on a losing streak. But I might sell you some very hot information for the right price.
You might make some sense of this. Big Joel lost it.
Periwig's running in race 8. If this is a Joel fix, then I'll be in the money. Meet me here after the race. If Periwig comes on first, I'll tell you a hot tip myself.
Tell me about Ralph Spencer.
I'm through talking for free, Anger. Time is money. My time, your money.
I'm pretty tired. Back at my office. Hey, Ralph, what are you... Oh, nuts. My hat. The shadow of the hat and coat must have looked like me, but with more personality. Siesta time. It wasn't the noise that woke me. It was the silence. No one was lighting a cigarette. No one was snoring. No one was creaking back in his chair. No one was there. No one but me. When I woke up, the pillow was hairy. My mustache had worn off. I woke up with my face smeared across the sheets. My makeup had worn off. The Tribune's open, but none of the journalists are there. The typesetters and cleaners can't help me. Back at the Tribune. Copy, boy.
Yep. What do you want?
What have you got on Joel Jones? The classified should have the address of Pinewood. Joel Jones bought it last year. 12 months is a lot of real estate ads to look through. At last, Pinewood. Here's the ad and the address. Fresh mountain views. Suit Hunter. Must sell now. The Creel apartment. I'm haunting the place like a ghost. Me and Freddie both.
Thank you for coming around again, Scott. A girl can almost feel safe.
I see you've cleaned up.
Oh, Scott, what's the point? They might come around again. I can't put my life in order until you've solved this for me.
I'm on it.
You were nearby the night Angela died, Louise. I recognize the description.
Why, Scott,
Did you kill her, Louise? I haven't got time for acting.
How horrible! All right, I was there that night, but I didn't shoot her.
Keep going.
Joel Jones was bothering me after Freddie died. Joel was fond of Angela, so I thought she could help me get him off my back. I followed you and Angela that night, waiting for you to leave. Then I heard the shots. I ran. Is that what you want to hear?
It'll have to do. Tell me about Frankie Henderson.
Who?
It doesn't matter. We were engaged once. It didn't take.
I was married once. It didn't take either.
I'll get back to work. Goodbye, Mrs. Creel.
Hurry back, Scott.
Jake's is closed. Jake and his regulars are all sleeping peacefully in a puddle of gin. Jake's joint.
Okay, listen up. Hotel Seville, room 78. There's a man there that you've been looking for. Me? I'll be elsewhere. And don't wait for a postcard.
I won't. The Hotel Seville, a high-class hotel that won't put up with street drunks. Last time I was here, they threw me out.
I have called the house detective. I suggest you leave before he arrives.
I guess he remembered me. That's kind of touching. Back at my office. Siesta time. The Red Dragon Laundry. I think you gave me the wrong laundry. These aren't my clothes.
Charlie! Thank you.
Would you clean this for me?
1/4. Thank you.
Back at Mac's. Howdy, Mac.
Hey, Scott.
August 5. Morning edition. Periwigged. Dark horse comes good in photo finish. Odds of 25 to 1. That's a lot of happy punters.
Towel time.
I had the mayor in here for a shave yesterday.
Did you cut him?
Nah, I didn't cut him, but I charged him a quota. Rich folks tax. Do you believe it? 8 to 5 tops. Sorry, favorites are like that. Finished. Have a nice day, Scott.
I'm glad I had that shaved off. It's too hot for stubble. The Tribune's open, but none of the journalists are there. The typesetters and cleaners can't help me. Back at the Tribune. This should hide my bruises, as long as it stays dark. It looks better on Frankie. I can change it to 16, 18, 19, or 20. That bellhop get-up could come in handy. Pinewood, a little place in the...
Hey, nosy! I found your little playmate. He doesn't have what we want. Too bad. Enjoy your last moments together.
A cabin in the mountains with Frankie. Be kind of romantic if it wasn't for the crackpot with a gun.
Scott, my knight in shining manacles. How's the rescue going so far?
All going to plan, just not my plan.
Got any ideas, Lancelot?
Not yet. Give me time to think.
Think fast, Einstein.
Is your hair pinned, or does it stay up by itself?
It's pinned up, but I can't reach it with my hands behind my back.
But I can. One rescue as ordered. I'll bill you later.
Not bad, Houdini. I could kiss you.
Save it for now. Act as if you're still tied up.
Oh, okay, Sherlock.
Say your prayers!
He needed killing. Come on, Scott. Let's get out of here.
We found a sheriff and gave him a tour of the cabin. He nearly swallowed his cigar when he saw the dead thug on the floor. Frankie was in full swing by then. She had the facts, and she played them right. The finger pointed to the man who owned the cabin, Big Joe. Charges were laid against Frankie, but the Tribune paid her bail and got her out to write the story before I finished giving evidence. Cops are always soft on dames in self-defense cases. Frankie paid for a new windshield. I gave her the ransom note to keep as a souvenir. The Red Dragon Laundry.
Yes.
Laundry, cleaned and pressed. Back at my office.
I was real sorry to hear about Mr. Spencer. He was a good Joe. But I still need my rent money. Okay, Mr. Anger, I'm all out of sympathy. You got 3 days to clear out.
Jake's is closed. Jake and his regulars are all sleeping peacefully in a puddle of gin. Jake's joint. Red Randall. Time to drag him over the coals.
Hey, Seamus. How's the case?
The last poker player. The third little pig. That makes me the big bad wolf. Tell me about yourself.
You'll hear about me all over soon enough, Anger.
It's funny what you learn. A few fires spring up around town, including one with Mickey in it, and no one knows who lit them.
Yeah, that's right. No one knows. No evidence, nothing.
Don't be too sure. Tell me about G.G. McPherson.
Gigi, he ain't here. Probably in Vegas. At least, odds on that's where he is. Odds on. That's funny.
Tell me about Mickey Murphy.
Mickey, I heard he got toasted. He squealed right to the end, so I'm told. Nasty stuff, Fire. Especially for squealers.
Tell me about Frankie Henderson.
Frankie? Ha! Frankie went on vacation. You used to be sweet on her, didn't you, Anger? How come all your dames end up in hot water?
How come all you hoods end up in the boneyard?
Only the dumb ones.
Tell me about Joel Jones.
Big Joel? This town is just about through with him. He's gone cold. You'd love to nail me, wouldn't you, Anger?
Maybe.
You never will. You got no proof.
Who says there's something to prove, Red?
No one.
Back at my office. I'm going straight to the Seville. If anyone sees me in this getup, my career is washed up.
You're late. Your pay will be docked. Here's your pass key.
Room 78. Looks like the person I'm supposed to meet is not in. I might as well make myself comfortable. Never put another man's clothes on until you work out who his enemies are. A brown jacket with leather patches. A man in brown. Ralph's dying words. A postal receipt. A 2-pound parcel went to Oregon on June 15. Let's see. The book falls open in the S pages. The smalls, to be precise. Looks like someone is arranging a family reunion. Never touch a bullet until you know who touched it before you. The bathroom. I didn't know bathrooms came without mold. It's a bad time for a shower. The occupant of the room might catch me with my pants down.
Oh, Jesus!
Down for the count. I guess he never expected a shower to fight back. Killing yourself was a nice plan, Creel. Dan was your body, and Thumbs was your fall guy. Killing Dan before he handed over the diamonds was your first mistake. Letting me get close was your second. You won't have a chance to make a third. Denton can tell you the rest when you wake up.
Good Lord! The bellhop's gone mad!
I'm not a bellboy, and I've never been saner. Go ahead and call the police. I can wait for the police. I think an unconscious killer will take their minds off a fake bellhop. Denton was all smiles. Seeing as Creel wasn't the body in the crusher, there was only one person it could be. A lost brother who's never coming home. Denton booked Freddie Creel for the murder of Dan Klein, alias Dan Small. I gave them the address of Dan's next of kin. She'll be here in a couple of days. 2 days later, I had a visitor from Oregon. Come in. Please, have a seat.
The police sent me a telegram.
I'm sorry, Miss Klein.
Without you, I never would have known.
No one would. Sometimes it's better not to.
I owe you this.
This money is wrong. I don't like what it bought you. Please take it back.
I'll spend it on flowers.
Spend it on dreams. Tell me about Angela Donald.
Nothing.
How about the killing of Carl Brewer?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hired him, and then I didn't hear. I thought he was just lazy, so I hired you.
If you'd told us about him, Ralph and I might have known to watch out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. Tell me about Dan Small.
Klein is German for small. I suppose Dan was trying to save the family name. I'm sorry to have made it harder to find him.
You didn't know.
Officer Denton told me about the scar on his leg. He got it when he was 10. He was fishing.
Hey, fishing's not that sad. All kinds of nice people go fishing.
Thank you.
What do you know about the First National Diamonds?
I haven't told the police this, Mr. Anger. I got a package in the mail 2 months ago. It was full of diamonds. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where Dan had got them from. I knew it couldn't be legal, but I didn't want to get him into trouble. So I hired a detective to find him. I should have called the police.
Where are they now?
They're here. Will you take them for me? Please don't bring Dan into it.
No promises, but I'll see what I can do.
I should go.
Thanks for coming.
No, thank you, Mr. Anger.
Oh, Miss Klein, forgot your suitcase.
It's not mine, Mr. Anger. It never was.
Miss Klein, call me Scott.
Goodbye, Scott.
There they are, a cause of half a dozen murders or more, a heap of trouble over a small pile of things.
I've been waiting for you, Scott. Have you got the diamonds?
Perhaps.
I knew you'd win. You're rich.
You've hardly been helpful, Louise.
I'm sorry. But Freddie would have killed me if I had have said anything. Oh, Scott. You've suffered for so long. We both have. Let's run away together, you and me. What do you say?
What could I say? I didn't have to say anything. I could open the door and tell her to get out, Or I could start driving with her by my side.
No, Louise. No matter where we went, I'd still see the faces of Ralph and Mickey and Dan and the others.
All right, Scott. I've made my play and lost. Do you mind if I smoke?
You still want that light?
I thought the police still had this. I guess Louise gets what she wants, even when she's on the wanted list.
You're a move, Mr. Private Detective.
I could drive her over to Denton, or open the side door and let her go. Which was it to be? Let's go, Louise. Some part of me would have liked to let Louise go, but she knew Dan was dead all along. I took her to Denton, who booked her for accessory after the fact and concealing evidence. Louise didn't say goodbye.
Wow, Scott, you just won yourself the keys to the city. Tell me, how'd you find these?
I told him. I kept the part about Carol out. That left a hole in it wide enough to fit a police truck. But they were so pleased to get their ice back, they just drove straight through without noticing. Back at my office. Back at the Tribune. Tell me about yourself.
Scott, honey, I'm busy. Later when I'm finished, we'll talk. Oh, Scott. Do you really want to marry me?
Seems to me everything went wrong when I left you. Now all I want is to get you back.
That's beautiful. Let me think about it. I'll let you know, okay?
I understand, but not too long, huh? There's this whole string of girls.
Sure. I'll let you know soon. I promise.
Tell me about Ralph Spencer.
The Tribune paid my bail so I could write my story. I'll be with you when I'm done.
Tell me about Thumbs Mackenzie.
We've just sold her to the Post. I have to write in a New York angle.
Tell me about Mickey Murphy.
I'll be a while, honey. I'm only up to page 84.
Back at the police station.
Anger?
Denton. What do you know about the First National Diamonds?
Thanks for handing it in, Anger. Stay out of trouble.
The case was closed. I went to the Tribune. There was one question that still hadn't been answered.
I thought about it. Sure, Scott. I'll marry you. Did you think I wouldn't? After all we've been through.
I'm a private investigator. People pay me to find things. Carol paid me to find her brother, and I found out a whole lot of other stories. Some sad, some strange, some funny, some deadly. Frankie shot the man who killed Angela. Frankie and I are getting married soon. Angela will rest easy then. Maybe we all will.